I'm glad you're here to listen to wonderful program coming to you. And please don't forget to subscribe or give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Yes, as you've heard, welcome to KJ TV. Today we have a topic to talk about Kisi Politics 101. And in this, we are gearing to election in Kisi County for gubernatorial race. And we are having among several people who are going to run for this office to succeed James Ongwae, who has been a governor for the last 10 years and is going to retire because there is a mandatory 2-term requirement to be a governor. And we are having a plethora of candidates who wanted to succeed Ongwae in the 2022 elections. Among them, we have prominent people, the current Senator Sam Ongeri. We have the serving Lieutenant Governor James Mangi, Women Representative Janet Ongera, and Dagoretti Member of Parliament Simbarati. This is among the group plethora of many candidates, where we are also having Omingo Magara, Rachel Tundo on the race, Chris Obure, Mansion Yoyongo, and many others on the race. So it looks like Kisi County is going to have a very crowded field, and we are going to hear what is the status of this election when we have political experts, political analyst, Dr. Charles Choti. Charles Choti, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Mandi, for the invitation and the opportunity to share with you and our people.
Yeah.
On the political situation in the Kisi County, especially the elections of the governor in these coming elections in August 2022.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what is your take? What is the status of, I have given a brief introduction of the gubernatorial race. What is your take?
I agree with you. This time we have so many candidates.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crowded field, and I think this is good for the electorate because it gives them a large pool of candidates.
Yeah.
To pick one who is going to lead them in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have almost 10 candidates aspiring to be governor of Kisi County, I see it as a positive development. It's a good thing because this is also a demonstration that our democracy is growing and our people have several options, choices, out of which to get one of the most competent according to the people. I mean, the way they may decide. So it is interesting to see some of the people who have been in politics for a long time. Actually, most of them. They have been in politics for a long time. They are well known, but they have legacies to come and stand on. And others are relatively new. I see that as to me, is a positive. It's a positive thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I think Mr. Muko has also joined. He has been having a. Hey, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, you need to face the camera. It looks like you are still struggling to adjust your camera. Okay. Well, Mr. George, you can continue as Muko is trying to adjust his camera.
So what I was saying is that politics in Kisii County specifically regarding the gubernatorial race. And I can see there's a lot of excitement in the region, and the main political players, including the outgoing governor, is very much interested to ensure that his choice prevails. But I don't understand why he's struggling so hard. If I were him, I could rather maintain some neutrality and let the people decide. But I've seen him, it's like he's moving from candidate to another. He looks so much eager, very agitated. And I think to the point where the voters, especially some of the voters I speak to, they're becoming suspicious. Like they're becoming suspicious. And this may not work very well, whoever he may support or endorse. Because, like in the past, I'm sure he has been indicating that he wants Professor Ugeri to be successor. At times, he wants to see whether the deputy governor, Joash Maangi, can come over, take over. And recently, especially this week, there is rumor, a very strong rumor that Governor Ongwae now is trying to see if he can support the current senator, Mheshimiwa Kisi Obure. An indication that this kind of effort by the governor to ensure that whoever takes over is close to him or has his support is an indication that he's not very secure. He doesn't feel comfortable. He's not confident of his performance. And I think this is something that the voters are going to look at. And whoever the governor is going to settle on, people may not be very supportive of that person. He's becoming a liability to some of these candidates.
Okay. Well, okay, that's good. What is your take, Wanamuko? Welcome. Hello? Oh, sorry. We have muted you. Okay, you are unmuted now. Sorry.
Yeah, as Professor said, I think I agree with him on why he's really struggling. I don't know what he's hiding or he wants to hide. He doesn't know what he wants to do next. I think the voters are looking at him critically and saying, he's not decided what he wants to do because he has messed up in Kisi County and he has let Kisi down.
Well, why are you saying that? And yet the president of the country has an interest on a candidate. Why? What is wrong with the outgoing governor having an interest on somebody coming in? Is there a problem there?
Yeah, I think when Ongwae came in, if you look at Kisii, they knew Ongwae is coming in with experience from Teachers Commission, from public service, and he started very well putting the systems together. But because of corruption, Ongwae has let Kisii down. Okay. And if you look at the candidates, there are some who are very, very vocal. Say exactly what he has done, even he will take them into court. So he's worried, I think. So he's leaning towards who can be able to protect his message.
Okay. So you think probably is trying to endorse somebody so that he can protect in order to cover what he has done wrong.
Exactly. From what he's doing, I think we can be able to conclude that he's trying to get somebody who can be able to cover his message.
Okay. Now, that's good. Now, what is your take on the pressure of this candidate trying to gubernatorial seat in Kisi? You can talk how you know them and I mean, you don't really have to vote who you want, but what do you take that now we have at least 10 candidates on the race, Dr. Chot?
I think, Dr. Mandi, we want to be very clear. At least we know about 10 of them. We have Professor Samuel Gary, who is the current senator, Kisi County. We have Chris Obure, former senator, Kisi County, former senator and the former MP, Bobas constituents. We have Manson Oyongo, former MP, South Mugrango. We have Ezekiel Majogu, the current MP, Nyaribari Masaba. We have Omingo Magara, former MP, South Mugrango. We have Janet Ongera, women representative, Kisi County. We have Rachel Tundo, is a new entrant. Then we have Joash Mank, the current deputy governor, Kisi County. And then we have Paul Arati Simba, Simbarat, who is the current MP, Dagoret North. Then we have Charles Matoke, who is also a new entrant. And my position is that this is a positive development because it gives the voters a wide range of choices.
Okay.
And this is a sign that politics is growing. I mean, democracy is becoming more vibrant in Kisi County.
Okay.
All of these people have different, diverse backgrounds in terms of professionalism, in terms of political ideology, and the personal experiences. To me, this is a good thing for the voters, and I hope they are going to take advantage of that and get the best leader out of the 10. However, I want to quickly add that in Kisi, the clans matter. The way the clan formations, all alliances, all coalitions. So the candidate who is likely to do better must align him or herself with the candidates from certain clans, so that they make some kind of a negotiated arrangement. Say, for instance, look at the way Simbarati has done his formation. He has brought in the former MP Nyaribari Chache, Mr. Monda, as his running mate.
Okay.
That means Arat wants to get support from the Nyaribari voters, and that will be an advantage to him because Nyaribari has the largest block of votes in the county. Then he has also brought in Richard Onyonka, current MP Gitutu Chache South.
Okay.
That one also is, in so doing, Arat is aligning himself with the Gitutu voters, which is that's a good arrangement. I think their formation, if, for instance, now they may get a women representative either from Machoge.
Okay.
And if you can combine those four clans together, they will be very competitive. So the other candidates are also likely to do the same. So among them, whoever may come up with the more effective and unified, energized formation, and of
He's the one to win.
Likely, that's how it happens. The last two elections we have had of governors. That is, I think that's the approach which has
worked.
Yeah, but we don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
That is my, yeah.
Okay, Ben, what is your take on that? About us? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Professor, I agree with you. You have listed all the candidates. I only want to talk about 2 or 3. I want to talk about Professor Ongeri from Nyaribari.
Okay.
Professor Ongeri has done a good job when he was Minister of Education. When he was Minister of Health, he did a very good job.
Okay.
Minister of Education, he thought about many politics. I mean, technical schools in Nyaribari.
Okay.
And they did a wonderful job. Nyaribari, they are appreciating what they did, even healthcare. They built a very good and big hospital in Gesusu. And there are some schools like Manga Primary School. I know them. So he's a guy who has done a good job. The only thing that I blame him is of age now. He's almost 84. I could give a recommendation that he needs to retire honorably because he has done a good job in Nyaribari and in Kisi as large. That's why you see now everybody is saying, "Oh, Professor Ongeri, where are you gonna be?" They should be very, very happy that there's young people coming up. So he should be able to retire. And Machogu also, I could be able to say he has done a good job. But if they come all of them from Nyaribari, there is a question mark.
Okay. Good. Well, that's a good analysis. Now,
let me add something on what Bernard has said.
Okay.
I agree with him. I agree that the professor has a very attractive CV. He has a good legacy. Professor Ongeri has a good legacy, and he's a smart politician, by the way. I know him personally, and he's very articulate, and he has intellectual power, and he has a good relationship with his voters. By the way, Professor is popular in Nyaribari, the entire of Nyaribari, and even in Kisi, Professor can go to any part of Kisi and get supporters there. And is very well connected, especially even in terms of his religious affiliations. He's a Seventh-day Adventist. He has support across the county.
Kisi County.
Yeah, and he's very amiable. He's somebody who is very sociable. He's somebody who is simple and relates very well. He has a good language. He's very he's a good orator. But as Bernard said, I think professors. Its advantage is age. People think, the majority of the people. I'm not saying that being old is bad, but our people like him. But they may think that he needs time to relax and rest. That one may cost him some votes, but still, he's a strong contender. Don't underestimate Professor. Don't underestimate Professor. About Majogo was very energetic, by the way. Very aggressive. He has only served, I think, one term, which he has not. He's completing one term, and he also has a very rich public experience. Once upon a time, he was a DC commissioner, and also resource-wise, he's also well endowed. He can be a formidable candidate, a gubernatorial candidate in Kisi County, but again. He has not, as of now, he has not established a very strong network, countywide. But still, and he defected recently from Asimio, and then he's
Uda.
So he's still finding his way. But if the two of them continue the last minutes, they go all the way to the box. The Nyaribari votes will be divided into two, and that one will weaken their chances. Again, but again, at the moment, Simba Arati enjoys a good support. He has surprised many. If the elections were held today, I think I will be right to say that Simba Arati carries the day.
Yeah. We have. If you have talked of age. Among all of these candidates, to start from the oldest, Professor Sam Ongeri at 84, then he is closely followed by Kisii Obure, who will be turning 78 by the time we do elections. And then we have Mansion Yoyongo, who would be 71. And from there, then Machogu comes in at the age of 66. Then we have Omingo Magara at 60, Janet Ongera you know, ladies, age is not known. It's estimated to be in the mid-50s, but we nowhere you can get the age of Janet Yongera. Even Rachel Tundo is said to be in the mid-50s. They say you don't talk about the age of a woman. And then we come down to the current deputy governor. I think I saw is listed that is 52. And then we have Simbarati, who is I think 40. And then there is another young man at 36. So you can see we have a big range of age from 36 to 84. If you think age is a factor, but also we have also to look at the position we are looking at. Do you think it requires a young person? Does it not come with some experience, which also I think if I would paraphrase what Kisi would have said, don't dwell so much of age. Age also comes with experience, which means the younger you are, the inexperienced you are. I think that's what he was trying to say, that this job needs somebody with a wealth of experience.
Let me quickly respond before Bernard. I want to make it clear that we have not said that age is a fundamental factor. It is one of those factors which can be considered, especially for one like Professor who has been there for a long time, and I think we appreciate his life, because Professor has committed a larger part of his life serving the public, and he has done wonderfully well. But we are not saying that age is going to be the major primary decisive factor. No. Okay. It can be among the factors. You know, when people make a decision, they don't use only one factor. It's a combination of so many factors.
Okay.
Which influences their mindset, and then they agree on something.
That's good.
Otherwise, age can also benefit someone depending on how you present your
case.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at a professor's way of campaigning today, and you compare him to someone like Simbarati, you could see the difference. The young age enables people to move quickly. The candidate is very, very vibrant. He's all over the place. He can. But some things, at some point, you find age can pull you down. But most importantly,
I want you to summarize it, because we are.
Most importantly, the candidate who is going to emerge a winner in this area is one who is going to network and create a viable coalition of clans.
Let's hear what
is very important.
Let's also hear from, before we come back to you, let's hear from Ben.
But as the professor said, years are not going to be, the age is not going to be a factor. But we have to be very honest here, Professor. Dr. Choa Shumandi. Let's be honest. People have stayed in power for so long. Bill Clinton said one time, they stay so long, they think they are entitled to it. These are Kenyans' seats and parliament for Kisii. If I'm staying there for 30, 40, 50 years, when others are going to bring in new ideas? Obama said if he had a chance, he could even stay for 20 years because it's sweet, but he has to stay for 8 years or 4 years. So let's go back here. Professor Ongeri and Obure. Remember, 4 O's. Professor, you can remember. Onyonka, Omanga. Obure was there since even before I started going to school. So what we are saying here is new technology also is very important here in the 21st century. Now here, Mandi, we are here. I'm talking from my house. So let's accept the fact that the technology is growing very fast. My son now, I can't compete with my son. Right? How about Professor Ongeri? So we are saying here, let's give these new people with new ideas. We can transform Kisii. Look at our governor, Ongwae. Remember, he came here, and we actually sat down in Brooklyn Park. Remember, Mr. Dr. Mani. We went through the recycling companies. We gave him and said, let's put this together and have these things done. Even there was a fire truck which was going to Liberia. He went and did nothing because they were busy grabbing money. So we are saying let's transform this by giving new people, new blood, new ideas.
Good. Yeah, we have been joined by Geoffrey Chui, who is an aspiring Kisii County Senator. Welcome, Senator.
Thank you very much.
How is the campaign? Is joining us from Kisii, actually is in Kisii. How is Kisii?
Kisii is good. You know, the campaign is just starting now, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, what is your take on, we are talking about the governance? I know you were in the background, so you heard what they are saying. What is your take?
I mean, of course I had most of what they talked about, but I would say siesta is just starting now in Kenya. So yes, Dr. Choti is right, and Muko is right as well. Right now on the ground, in terms of what we are seeing and what we are hearing, of course, Simbarati, you know, is what people are talking about, and the reason they are, of course, is because number one, is a great mobilizer. He knows how to get to people, and in my case, I would say he's what we call a sensational politician. So he knows how to hold the crowd, you know. So, but also in that respect as well, I wouldn't say that it's only Simba, you know. So like I said, the politics is just starting. So you're going to be seeing even more candidates now being more vocal, being more bold. And I think going forward, you will see things change a little bit. So right now, like I say, when it comes to Hungary, I know people are saying Hungary is old, which is correct. But in my opinion, I don't count that as a bad thing, you know. So I think for me, what I would like to see in terms of who's running for governor is basically what can they offer? Are they able to do the job? Can they do the job? Being old doesn't mean nothing, you know. So I've spoken to Hungary. He's still as sharp as he was 30 years ago. So him being old does not translate to anything. So I think for me, what I'm asking and what I'll probably ask my voters and supporters is basically look at someone and his ability to deliver based on his experience, based on what he has done in the past, and also based on what we want in the so think about Simba being young and Ongeri being old. I think for me it's a non-starter. Let's see who can do the best job in Kisii. So that's what I've seen so far. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to my next question. Why is Kisii unique in the way they vote? Many people and many scholars have underscored this. They have said Kisii, and I think that's what Dr. Choti tried to explain about the negotiated democracy, that we've fought along clan lines. But why do you think we vote the way we vote? Ben?
First of all, I would like to say Kisii are very unique, as you have said, Daktari. And I will kind of give a national politics too. Like 1997, Kibaki actually won in Kisii. 2002, he has been getting all the votes from Kisii. Why? Because Kisii is not the person who can be able to deliver.
Okay.
Kisii chooses the most intelligent person, very open, and who can be able to deliver. You can't swing Kisii by giving them money. They will take the money and they can't vote for you. Look at Nyachai one time. He was kicked out in Nyariba. So Kisii are very unique, and actually I have to be honest that they know what's going on. They already know who is the candidate and who's going to win.
Okay.
So their voting is independent, and they know what they want.
Thank you. Thank you to be precise. Daktari.
Yes, I think that's a very good question. The Kisis, even in history, in the history of the Kenyan peoples, the Kisis are described as very fiercely independent. People who are independent and they cherish their their autonomy, and they are very decisive and very assertive. And when they fought, and I like that, they don't even put a lot of regard on party affiliations. Last time they voted for Raila, but they never gave him even a single MP in Kisii County.
Yeah.
Simply because they were not happy the way the party nominations were conducted.
Oh, that's very good. That's a very good point.
And once you mismanage them,
Yeah.
and they perceive you that way,
Yeah.
they do their thing.
Okay, thank you. That is very good.
I like that. I like that. And I like that. Therefore, and even we can say clans play a major role in Kisii, but sometimes not always. Like now, if you look at what's happening at the moment, I agree with what Geoffrey Juya said. But Simba Arati seems to enjoy broad support across the county. Nyaribari, Kitutu.
Okay. Let's hear from Chui. We want to limit a question so that we don't dwell.
Okay.
No, yeah. So I mean, I will agree with Dr. Choti that Kisii are very independent and fierce independent at that. And I would say we are also very open-minded. You know, I mean, if you go to a Kisii person and make your case in terms of why you want to do something, they look at you objectively. You know, so I think I've traveled around Kenya as well and talked to other community groups as well. But when it comes to Kisii, of course, they'll listen to you. But when it comes down to actually looking for someone who can make a difference, they choose wisely. You know, so regardless of how much money you give, if you're able to make a good argument on why you should be the best candidate for the job, they actually vote you in. You know, so and then the other thing I will say is that of course, clanism plays a big role. Maybe I'll say in the past it did, but as we are moving now into this new era, I think that piece is slowly disappearing. I think if you make a case more of why you want to be in office, I think Kisii is likely more to be open in terms of how they vote.
Okay. Now, we talk about this clan as if Kisis they hate one another, but when you go to Kisii, the issue of clan in their daily life is seamless. It's like they are. I don't want it to appear to other people that we have that rivalry about voting, and I want us to see the 2017 voting pattern of governor seat. I don't know if you see on that. Governor Ngwai was elected, and he garnered 197,000 votes, which translates to 50.98%. Christopher Bure got 107,919 votes, and Manshoni Oyongo got 51,223, and Rumumba Nyaberi got 18,000. That was the last general election. So, in that matter, you cannot say that Ongwae got those votes from his own clan. He had gotten the votes, and actually, if you go to the breakdown, all of those candidates actually got votes all over Kisii. So, why do we still say is the clan going to decide? And when we see the majority of the votes, they vote outside. So how do we use the clan? Is it like we are cut down, everybody has to vote his own person?
The clan is, let me say, the clan is a unity of organizing. You organize your politics. I remember when Ongwae ran for the first time, him and Obure agreed that let the Gitutu go for governorship. Bobasi people to go for Senate. Then Machoge went for deputy governorship. That was the first time. And then women rep went to Bonchari, I think.
Yeah.
That arrangement worked. The second time, the 2017 we're talking about, I'm thinking that Ongwae almost swept most of the votes across the county. Because people felt that he was now more assertive and the people wanted him to continue, and they were unhappy with Obure because Obure is the one who campaigned for, is the one that actually brought Ongwai to the Kisi scene. And especially to Bobasi, is the one who campaigned for Ongwai in Bobasi. Ongwai was a non-entity. Remember, there's a time Ongwai stood for, the first time he ran for an office was in Kitut when he ran for parliamentary seat. He lost. He was beaten badly, actually. Politically, Ongwai was nowhere in Kisi before. It is the clan arrangement which brought him together. And then he took advantage of that, though he has performed very dismally in Kisi County, which is unfortunate. But the clan somehow was the basis. That arrangement is what brought Ongwai to where he came. And unfortunately, he has exploited that position for just personal.
Moko, sometimes I mute you because there is some noise in the background. That's why you.
Yeah, that's fine. Daktari, I think I agree, but not totally, because the clan is not working very well in Kisi, as you have said. Ongwai in 2017, is because he was in power. And he had already some projects underway. He was saying he wanted to accomplish, but he did nothing. The avocado factory, he promised people, he didn't do nothing. So I think he won because he had promised and he was in power. Okay. In 2013, which Professor mentioned that they had arrangements, those are sections not really grand, but they talked about Nyaribari, they talked about what he has already said. And the arrangement worked very well because they are kings and the people who can be able to present themselves from the Kitutu, Nyaribari, and so forth. So this time around is different.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I just step in on that and just clarify what I said about clanism. And I know Dr. Choti and Muko have said something, but if you look even right now in terms of the coalitions that are being formed, in terms of the lineup that are being formed depending on what party, you most likely see that there's no way you can have like someone from Bobasi be governor and then have a senator be Bobasi. So they try to divide that amongst the clans. That already shows you there's clanism. Why I'm saying this is this. If that wasn't there, then there's no reason why, because of ability to perform and ability to deliver, why a governor cannot be from Bonchari and maybe a DP from Bonchari, so long as they deliver for the Kisi people. But right now, in terms of where we are, the alignments, as you can see, they factor in that sense of clanism. Where are you from?
Okay.
So in that sense, I would say we still have that. And right now I don't think it will go anywhere at this point. So
well, at the moment, as you had alluded, Arati has already a formation. Yeah, so Arati, the governor from Bobasi, the DG from Nyaribari, who's Monda, a senator is Onyonka from Kitutu, and the women rep is from Machoge. And they have promised a speaker to Bonchari. And Obure has also his formation as a governor. A DG is Onyanja from Bonchari, and he has Amomanyi from Kitutu as
Actually, DG from the DG is from Kitutu, and then the senator is from Bonchari. Correct.
The senator is the senator is from Bonchari. Machogu as a governor, he has Momanyi from Bonchari as his DG, Esther Nyamuamu from Bomachoga as a women rep, and he's looking for a senator. So maybe someone is shopping around. So exactly, it's like everybody has to have a team to go around, and it should be accepted that is a general way that to sway all of the election. All of these people, they are not. I'm not seeing South Mugrango in, maybe because they have very strong contenders for the seat too.
I'm not sure. There's somewhere I read that Machogu is trying to convince Magara to run for Senate. So, but they stay in one camp.
Okay.
That then I wasn't aware about Machogu's running mate until you have said. And Obure Bigton is somebody back from Kitutu.
Correct. Yep.
That's actually from Onyonga's backyard, and that is very interesting. That is something people will watch.
Okay.
So Onyonga is coming in as Simba's deputy. Mbaka is coming in as
Onyonga is running for senator.
Oh, Senate, yeah. But yes. Again, Onyonga and Mbaka will be campaigning for different Bobas governor candidates.
Okay. So it's kind of going to be very interesting.
Of course, because there will be a competition between Onyonga and Mbaka for the 2 to 4.
Okay.
So that will be very interesting to watch. Yeah, but also these other candidates we mentioned earlier, like Rachel, then we have Matoke, we have others like Janet Ongera. I don't see how.
Why are you not talking about the incumbent lieutenant governor, Josh Mangi?
Mangi is also among those ones I've mentioned.
Yeah, I don't know. Let us talk briefly. He says he has been a deputy governor for 10 years with a wealth of experience that he can run with. Why don't you think he has an upper hand?
Actually, let me just also speak onto that. Yes, I think Mangi being the deputy actually has a very good chance of being governor. Of course, with his experience, but also, we say politics is a game of numbers, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at numbers and you look at if you do the math properly, just being objective, actually, Mangi stands a good chance of being governor. Given, I mean, if the math stays as what some folks are thinking, but for that we'll wait and see in terms of who Timongwaya chooses to be the pallbearer. We'll wait and see for that. But I don't think people should dismiss Mangi as somebody who has no chance. I think right now there's a lot of sensational politics going on. But when the rubber meets the road, I think you will see things changing going forward.
But does he have a formation? Because as we have agreed, it will depend also on the formation. The team yes. You have is yes. What matters. That's what we have agreed on.
And that's why I said, once Timongwaya, decides who's going to be the pallbearer, and I think you will see that formation. So at this point, we don't know anything at all. So
okay, Muko.
Daktari, when we are national TV, let's be honest to ourselves and say the truth that can be able to direct our fellow Kenyans and our fellow Kisii on why is a failing regime in Kisii. So if Mangi was a debut, is also a failure. So where are we even talking about him? He has no chance because they have stolen money in Kisii. Where am I going to say this? We don't say here.
But you see, but you see, Muko, I will.
Let Muko finish.
No, let me finish. I'm not going to persecute anybody here. We give them a chance, they have failed us. Let them go home. They have stolen money, there is no avocado, there is no nothing. Now, about clan, I want to go back to all of it. If you are talking about clan, let me call them constituencies. Because we have Ogetutu, he has many clans. I'm sorry I didn't catch up, but let me tell you. It's constituencies. Bobasi, Obure is failing Bobasi. Because if there is a vibrant guy who has come up and he is also wanting it, that is also a failure for himself.
Okay.
So, Daktari or Mangi has no chance.
Okay, so, good. Well, that's your opinion.
Okay. Let me also add something on that.
Daktari, wait first.
Let me say this too, and I think this is what I've been pushing all along when I've been campaigning as well. I think, Muko, we also have to look at this thing this way, okay? I mean, if you're able to judge Mangi based on experience or whoever has been running experience, the same also should apply to the MPs or the senators who are running for office for governor, okay? Where is their scorecard? So I don't think we can just assume these people were in government. But then the people who want to succeed them, now let's look at their scorecard. What have they done as an MP where they were? What have they done as a senator where they were? So we have to be open-minded in terms of looking at that as well.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good point. And don't forget, we have a very vibrant governor from Mansion Yoyongo, Actually, he performed very well as a member of parliament in South Mugrango, and I think he can make a good governor. Don't forget him. Okay, Dr. George, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to comment something about what Senator Jeffrey Ijuya said about Mangi. Actually, all of these candidates are coming from somewhere. But Mangi is coming from a more resourced office. The governor and the deputy governor, these people were recipients of billions of shillings, not millions.
Yeah,
billions. But the money, there's nothing to show for the money in Kisii County. That's the problem. Two, for some reason, Mangi's profile is visibility in Kisii anyway, even in Bomachoge. Because sometimes the information we get also is public opinion. Is what people are talking about him, is what we see in the social media. He's absent. Some people argue, oh, Mangi, even if he runs for an MCA seat in his village, he may not get. That's a very common thing. I hope even some of you have heard about it. So I'm not going to be very conclusive about him. But again, he has not listened to the moment. Okay. Probably he's organizing himself. And finally, Ongwae's support to any candidate who is running for governorship in Kisi is a liability. Ongwae is a liability. He may not add, apart from resources. Probably, if he is smart enough, probably he can find somebody quietly. There's no people know that if he comes out openly, the person loses. Look, for instance, in Bobasi. Bobasi Ongwae is not a darling of the voters. I come from Bobasi. We have had issues with Ongwae. We had this case of Bobasi constituents, subdivision of the constituents. Ongwae is mentioned among those people who were against the division of Bobasi constituents. It's on record. And we have evidence. Yeah. So some of those issues have completely, and then there is corruption in Kisii County. Kisii, in terms of performance, Kisii is one of the worst.
Okay. Now, this is what Mangi is relying on. Thinking there are two people from South Mugrango who are running for governor, two from Bobasi who are running for governor, and Nyaribari, they have two. So with him, he's only trying to cut the people of Bonchari and Bomachoge because he's the only one from Bomachoge. Those votes are able to take him. He has a strategy. Sometimes let us not forget. And I want you to look at, let's look at the Kisi registered voters. 2017, that is the registered voters, and these are the total when we add the new one. And you can see Bobasi constituency has 94,000, but the votes from Machoge, the two Machoge constituents, they are over 100,000. Nyaribari, you can see they are almost 150,000. So relying on these votes and this voting pattern. So any formation where I think a person who comes from a constituency which has a lot of votes and they are running for governor because they would have more interest, don't you think they would have an upper hand than when you come from a constituency with a few numbers?
I mean, I would say that's the case as well. Like I said before, politics is about numbers. Okay, so like you're saying, if you look at Nyaribari, of course, we have over 150,000 votes. But then, if you have like 4 people running from Nyaribari, you can see how that divides amongst themselves. You know, I mean, the strongest candidate in Nyaribari cannot master all those votes. You know, because they will be taken over by someone else. Same thing for Bobasi. You know, same thing for South Mugrango. So when it comes to math. And this is where I think also, as much as we don't like what we call clanism and whatnot, this is where it also plays a role. You know, no matter how bad somebody is, if he's our person, we will vote for him. You know, but until we get out of that mentality, you know, where that I'm voting for Dr. Mani because he's from my clan. You know, rather than I'm voting for Dr. Mani because he's able and he has the ability to perform, then we are still going to be back to where numbers, depending on where you come from, really matter. So, and I think that's what voters in Kisii and probably anybody else looking at that need to be aware of at this point.
Okay.
Also, quickly, I may add that it's not necessarily that because I'm Momobas, I will get maybe all of the votes from Bobasi. No, these people, the Kisi clans have intermarried a lot. There's people, and there are clans within the clan, within Bobasi, there are clans. For instance, go to Nyaribari. We have Kambanane, where Monda comes from. Recently, Kambanane does not even have, they have not had an MP from that area. The Senate is from a small, Ongeri is from the Abaguche, Machogu is Homoguche, Tongi Nyaribari MP is Homoguche. So, in a way, if you go inside Nyaribari, you get this sentiment among the Kambanane people that this time is our time. You see that, and they have the numbers. They have the numbers, and actually, from the information I have, Monda has entrenched himself in that clan, the Kambanane clan, and is a deputy governor, and they know that is not a very small position because after Simba, Monda stands a chance to succeed Simba. Who knows? So those internal dynamics, don't underestimate them. Today, I'm also told reliably that Simba is more popular in Machoge than even in Bobansi. I'm yet to find out. But from what I'm hearing, he may eat even Mangini Machoge hands down. But I don't want to be conclusive on that. I'm yet to get the right information. But that is what you hear.
Doctor, you know, politics is like running a marathon.
Yeah.
It will depend. Some people will start to high fast, and then they get tired. People who are slower, they finish with the energy. So let's say that in Kisi politics, it has just started. It's just a warm up right now, and we are going to see more of this alignment. There is one thing I have observed all of you talk, and which is a very vexing question in Kisi about women and the elected position in Kisi. Among the Kisi, the Kenyan Tinigi tribes which have never elected a woman member of parliament is Kisi. Now that among the people, when I introduced here, I introduced 2 women who are running for governorship. None of you have talked about him. What is wrong with the Kisi and when it comes to women? Because even you are already biased. I know there's a lot of complaint here. When you think we are, why have you not talked about the 2 potential, the woman representatives running to be a governor? Julie, what do you say?
No, I mean, I won't say, for one, I'll say maybe you didn't ask that question before. But again, like I said, I think the fact that women haven't been elected in Kisii before doesn't mean that they're not going to get elected. As a matter of fact, this year we are seeing an uptake of actually women volunteering to run for office, especially the women rep. And I applaud Rachel Tundo for actually stepping up and saying, she wants to be governor. And I know she has all it takes, and she's a very good orator, But if she makes her case well, and I think people like her, why not? But for me, I'm encouraged by the number of women that I've seen who have stepped up to volunteer to run for office in various areas. And I think this time around, I think we probably will have that done, either women rep or even governor. Who knows? But we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. Ben.
Yeah, I think my stand is it doesn't matter who you are. What matters to me, what you do. If Chen Yongera could have stood up and say there is corruption here, because that's what's killing Kisi. Right now, we will be able to say she can be able to manage.
I'd like to help. You just need to unlock the PC first.
Look at sorry about that. Look at Ukambani. this lady, she was very vocal, and she could be able to say and point out exactly what is wrong to the county.
Okay.
So me, I'm not going to give a credit where it's none. Like Mangi, I will go back to him. Mangi is a diaspora. He's a lawyer. He had all the qualities to make sure Kisis get what they deserve by giving services without corruption. He just went there, he joined, and they have no regard for anybody who doesn't do right. If you are going to win, you are a diaspora, and you don't say the truth and you start corrupting people, I'm telling you, you don't have my vote.
Thank you.
You don't
Thank
have
you.
my vote.
Thank you, Ben.
Anybody who can stood up and say, this is what's supposed to be done, do it right, he has my vote or she has my vote.
Thank you. Dr. Chot.
I think I agree. I agree with the Joy and Muko. And I support the women candidates, and I encourage women to stand. And I'm looking forward. I can't wait to see so many of them coming and running for office. It's a good thing. So people like us, especially who are where we are, and especially like me, who is a gender specialist, I know what it means to have women in positions of leadership. Actually, families benefit more than when we have male-dominated offices. My prayer is we have many more women running for office, which is not the case, because even the two we are talking about, one is from Bobasi, Janet Ongera is from Bobasi. And by the way, let me tell you that most of the information I have, I look for it. I talk to people in the village. She's nowhere. I don't know, for some reason. She doesn't feature anywhere. I don't think she's even going to make it all the way to the ballot, because maybe the record is no record, and that one now goes to performance, the way Mukwa said. I wish she had performed so that by now she could be standing on a record,
Yeah.
But that one does not mean that the voters don't like women candidates or they don't like women leaders. It means that we want to bleed with the women, to be inspired, to run for office. The more they do, the better, because when we have so many of them, we may get those who are able, who have some good record and some capacity and ability to perform. That's my position.
So Dr. Mandi, let me just step in. Just two quick comments. One is what Dr. Chot just said in terms of women rep Ongera not being known in Bobasi. But the question I have, and this is something I think that even me as a candidate, I'm also facing, is like when you go around Kisi, people say they don't know Chui. But the question I have is, what is the role of campaigning? The campaigning is when you actually make a case and go around and people get to know you, correct? So I think this notion of that Ndako Maeti, you're coming here to the field with no prior experience and whatnot. I think that's okay, but I think it's mute in my case, because the reason why we campaign is because we want to put our best self forward so that people can make their own decisions. And then the other thing that I want to ask, and I think maybe Dr. Mandi, you can help me with that. When it comes to the Constitution, does it on women rep, does it say exactly that you have to be a woman to run for women rep? That's something I wanna just make sure we clarify that, because I think a man can run for women rep, if I'm not wrong.
No, they changed that. It was open, but they changed it. You have to be a woman. Okay. Ben, you wanted to talk. Our time is fast running out.
Yeah, I will take a second to say what Mr. Julia said about how can they know you. Look at Obama. He went to Chicago. He did what? Community service. You can't be known if you don't do. How you want to help people if you don't even show up in the community? Okay. So you have to start from the community, help people, do something unique so that they can know that you can read them and fight for them.
Yeah,
so
okay.
You start small, do some history and record, as Professor said.
Okay. Because our time, because our time is running out.
Oh yeah.
Now, there is an affecting question in Kisi,
yes,
which is going to affect the national election.
Yes.
Right now, we are having two camps. Like Azimio is having so many people, and this is where the kinks is going to be through the nomination. Because if things go by, most of the governors who are running, a majority of governors who are running from Kisi are in Azimio. And so we are going to have a nomination so that they can have one person they are going to fill. What challenge do you see, or what recommendation would you tell this political alignment that they should handle how to handle the nominations so that they can have the popular candidate? Dr. George.
I think the history, we talk from history. Azimio, I don't know how Azimio ticket is going to be distributed, because do we have a one universal ticket for Azimio? I don't know. If it is ODM, we have Jubilee, we have other smaller parties there. Whether they are going to bring candidates individually, I am not sure. We are yet to be the situation has not been made clear. But let me add quickly, ODM has no history of holding a free and a fair nomination process. They have never done that before since it was launched, and that's why you see people like Macho running away to UDA. Ongeri is panicking. Simbarat is also on the run. All of them, they want that ticket, ODM ticket. I hope and wish that this time ODM may get it correct. Okay. But that's why I said earlier, the Kisii know how to sort out those issues. If you mess up with the party nominations, they ignore parties and they go for the person they want to elect. And I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jui.
But
what do you say about that?
Dr. Choti, I don't think yeah, you're right. ODM has never had any credible nominations in the past, and I think this time around it's probably going to be different. But I think the question that Dr. Mandi asked is about the Azimio piece of it. So what if ODM gets let's say they agree on one person, correct? They agree that maybe let's say Simba or Ongeri or Mangi is going to be the pallbearer. Will the other ones agree to support that person? And I think that's the question we have. So like right now, nominations, they change the rules. If you go to nominations, like for me and Simba, me and Daonyonka, if you go to nominations, if he wins, of course, I can't jump ship and go to another party. If I win, the same thing. But what about this coalition plan that we are seeing right now? If ODM has a governor, right? And there's a coalition with another party that also has a governor running under Azimio. Will they run, all of them run at the same time, or does Azimio have one person? I think that's something that I think needs to be clarified as well.
Okay, good.
But also, Omandi,
let's hear from Ben first.
Okay. I will be very brief. I think Raila should be able, or ODM should be able to know that they have to do it right this time. If they make a mistake, they will lose people in parliament. Okay. If you the people jump out, then they will go to other independent and they will win. So let them go systematically and win for the popular vote. Okay. Then they will succeed. That's what I can say.
Okay, Dr. Choti, you wanted to say something.
So, as I said earlier, there is some confusion. We don't know how eventually these party nominations are going to be carried out. We don't know whether Azimio will have one universal ticket known as Azimio, because Azimio is not a party anyway. It's a formation.
It's a coalition.
It's a coalition with so many smaller parties inside. As I said, also there's also a trick. When you lose a nomination, you may not have time again to defect and reorganize your candidacy. Though I'm told, if you prepare to be an independent candidate, you can prepare. You miss a nomination, then you take this one as an independent candidate. I'm told there's that leeway. There's an opening there.
Actually, it's not a leeway. It's actually an opening. So right now, if you don't want to be nomination, you can actually run as an independent, but you have to start your process a little bit early.
Yeah, and you know the nature of politics in Kisi, that's where it is very good. If the people feel that you are not given a fair deal in the nomination process, they go with you wherever you go. Whether it's independent, they don't care.
So the question I've been asking,
Yeah.
And which means that, I liked what they passed in Parliament about this political parties bill. But they didn't go far enough. Why can't we have a nomination done the same day with the IBC? So all of the parties have to forward their names. Like when you go there, if you are voting for ODM, you are given the ballot for ODM. If you are voting for Jubilee, the votes are counted by IBC, and every party, the nominations, the party owner is given a list from IBC, those who were nominated. Don't you think we will do away with all this mess we have?
That's a very good idea. I wish they could accept that kind of situation, so that the parties can even meet. They pay a certain fee to IBC. That can be a good thing. But again, are Kenyan politicians genuinely driven by the desire to promote fairness and justice in a society? Sometimes when we talk of having experience in Kenyan politics, you must also go deeper and look at the nature of the experience, because most of our leaders, the experience they have is that of corruption.
And I think also, just to add on to you too, I think most of the time we also blame leaders in terms of why they haven't delivered and why they haven't done what they say they will do. But then the question is, who put them there? It's us, right? So we also have a part to play. And I think when I see somebody saying that maybe who hasn't done anything or nothing, but who put him there? It's us. So we owe to ourselves to also take the blame to say that, what, if you want good leadership, if you want quality leadership, then we all have to be quality citizens as well. So we also have to step up and actually do our part as well as voters too. So
thank you. That's a good comment. Muko, do you have something? Our time is over. If you can give your last comment.
What I can say is corruption is the main problem here. Democracy can't succeed with corruption. So if, as the professor said, if these leaders will be straightforward, transparency, things will be smooth. And with Daktari, we are not there until corruption is wiped completely from the system.
Okay. Well, I think, gentlemen, our time is running. Thank you very much for your insightful talk. I think we should do this sometime again. It was very interesting. So it was having you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mandi. Thank you so much.
Yeah.